A powerful storm system is making its way into the United States, bringing a threat for strong tornadoes, very strong winds, and large hail across parts of the Midwest today. While an extreme heat wave is slamming the eastern half of the United States. In today's video, we'll be breaking down what you need to know about the severe weather potential over the next few days. So let's go ahead and get right into the forecast. It's Wednesday, July 1st, 2026, and you can see this is our Storm Prediction Center outlook for today. We got a very large area to be watching for severe weather today. We got this area in parts of the Gulf where we could be seeing a few isolated severe storms. We got this area in the northeast where we could be seeing a few severe storms, and then this whole area from the Midwest down to parts of the plains and out there in the northern Rockies. So we got quite a few areas to watch for potential severe weather today. If we go ahead and switch over to our tornado risk, our main tornado risk will be placed over parts of the Midwest, as you can see right here. We do have a 2% tornado risk going from northeastern Nebraska all the way up into parts of the upper peninsula of Michigan. Then we got this 5% tornado risk going from northern Iowa into parts of central Wisconsin. This is going to be the main concern for tornadoes today, in that 5%. But we do have a threat for strong tornadoes, mainly inside of these like dashed lines right here. That is a tornado conditional intensity group 1 risk, which means EF2 plus tornadoes are possible in those dashed lines. Our main threat for damaging winds will be from northern Michigan down into northern Iowa, marked with a wind conditional intensity group 1 risk, which means we could be seeing 75 mile per hour plus winds out there, so definitely make sure you stay prepared for that. We're also looking at a chance for 75 mile per hour plus winds potentially down here from parts of western Kansas down into parts of New Mexico. You can see out there western Kansas, that's going to be the main area. We are watching for damaging winds, so you guys got slammed by a damaging wind event yesterday, but you guys got yet another damaging wind event coming. Up in the northeast, we're also looking at potential for damaging winds. So we could be seeing some 75 mile per hour plus winds out here in southeastern Idaho today. So you guys definitely want to make sure you stay prepared for that. We're also looking at chance for hail today. We could be seeing large to very large hail within this dashed lines here. We could be seeing hail up to headache size if you're out there. Now we're also going to have a threat for excessive rainfall across these areas today. As you can see right here, as we're going to have training thunderstorms over that slight risk for excessive rainfall, which is placed out here in the Midwest. We're going to have slow moving storms push through out there, and that's going to lead to a big flood threat out there. So you definitely make sure to turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roadways, as we definitely could be seeing some flood roadways out there, especially as we get into tonight. As we get into tomorrow on Thursday, we have another severe weather threat placed out here from the northeast all the way over there into the northern plains, and then out there in parts of the Gulf. As you can see right here, there's a marginal risk, which is a level 1 out of 5 in the Gulf tomorrow. There's a marginal risk going from the northeast all the way up into the northern plains tomorrow. Then you got the slight risk going from western Michigan up into western North Dakota tomorrow. So the slight risk is going to be the main concern tomorrow. If we go ahead and go over to our tornado risk for tomorrow, we do got a 2% going down from western North Dakota down over there towards northern Iowa. Then our main concern for tornadoes tomorrow will be out here in South Dakota going into northwestern Iowa. So we definitely got to be watching for that tomorrow. We're also going to have a threat for some damaging winds within these highlighted areas, mainly inside this wind conditional intensity group 1 risk tomorrow. That's going to be our main concern for damaging winds there. So we could be seeing 75 mile per hour plus winds tomorrow out there. We're also looking at a threat for some large to very large hail, mainly within this area tomorrow. Friday, another severe weather threat. This is a very large area to be watching on Friday for severe weather. It goes all the way down from the northern plains into the mid-Atlantic, so this is going to be a very large area. Like, look how big of a chunk this includes of the United States. So we definitely got to be watching Friday. It includes all of Ohio and all of Pennsylvania and almost all of Michigan, includes all of the Dakotas, so this is going to be a very large risk area. So if you're in this highlighted area on Friday, definitely want to be making sure to stay prepared. They will make some changes to the severe weather outlook. They might upgrade it maybe, but yeah, we'll get more details on it, so definitely stay tuned to this channel. Let's go ahead and switch over to our future radar for today. We're gonna have a lot of rain kind of push through this morning into parts of the afternoon hours out here in parts of the Midwest. That's gonna just cause some rain. I wouldn't rob maybe some flooding in low-lying areas, nothing too crazy. Then we're gonna get some clearing out there, which should allow the sun to just bake the Midwest, which is going to pile up all that instability. Then we'll get some storms to fire later around like 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern. As you can see right here, out here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa, we should get storms of fire around 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern today. So we're going to have to watch those very closely. They'll be producing mainly a chance for some hail and damaging winds, but definitely a tornado will be a possibility there. The storms are expected to continue as we get into the overnight hours tonight, as you can see right here, producing a chance for damaging winds, hail, and and maybe even a couple of tornadoes with a strong tornado possible as these storms continue to move through these areas out here. So we definitely have to watch these storms very closely. If you're out there, we're going to go ahead and do some timing here. Sioux City, if you guys were to get a storm today, it'd be around 7 p.m. Eastern, as I do think that'll probably be around like a 48% chance to get a storm today out there, so definitely make sure you stand prepared for that. As these storms are expected to grow pretty fast into some pretty big storms, so definitely make sure you're staying weather aware if you're out here. Also, we're going to have some of these storms out here push through northern Michigan and these areas, so definitely if you're out there, you guys need to be prepared for some of those severe weather events out there. Then out here into parts of the plains, we're also going to have a few storms out here push through. These are mainly going to be some damaging winds. I don't think it will be that big of a tornado threat or hail threat, but yeah, if you're out there in western Kansas, this is going to be the main area I'm watching for some damaging winds today, so definitely make sure if you're out there to be stay prepared. And then out here in the Gulf, we're expected to see a few potential damaging wind gusts. I would say mainly out there in Louisiana, southern Louisiana, but maybe even back into southern Alabama and southern Mississippi. So definitely, if you're out there, you guys definitely need to be prepared for those damaging winds. I wouldn't rule out some gusty winds out there in Florida. And then up here in the northern Rockies, we're also expected to see a few storms pop up later today towards the evening. These are mainly going to be producing some damaging wind gusts caused by that big storm system that pushes through. These won't be anything too crazy, but I wouldn't rule out quite a few severe thunderstorm warnings out there. Then 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts cannot be ruled out in southeastern Idaho today. Now, one thing that is crazy about the severe weather setup is all that moisture that is getting pulled up from the Gulf into these areas. Look at all that humidity, too. Like, this is going to be, like, pretty crazy, especially with, all of that heat that we're getting out here. So, that humidity is also going to be there. But you can see all that moisture that we're having getting pulled up out of the Gulf into those areas that we're seeing severe weather today. So, we have plenty of moisture out there for our storms. Now, going over to CAPE, this stands for Convective Available Potential Energy. There's also plenty of storm fuel out here today in these areas. With all that moisture, we're getting all that CAPE pulled up into those areas, which is basically storm fuel, like I said, and instability. As you can see out here in the northern Rockies, we're not going to have too much instability, so yeah, they're not here in the parts of the Midwest, kind of area we're watching them most, and we do have plenty of storm fuel to make those storms fire, so definitely make sure you're staying prepared for that, as we're getting up to around 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram, maybe even up to 3,000, so definitely plenty of storm fuel. We're even out some areas with 4,000 joules per kilogram of CAPE, so definitely a very favorable environment. The areas where I'm watching for the biggest tornado threat today will be across these areas, as these are the areas I'm watching for that biggest tornado threat today. So definitely make sure you're staying prepared for a potential for some tornadoes, and maybe a strong one as the storms mature. So definitely make sure you stay prepared for that. But the significant tornado parameter values are not getting too high. We could see some get up to like around 1 or 2, maybe even up to 3. So yeah, it's not too high of significant tornado parameter values today, but we're still going to watch for maybe a strong tornado if we get a supercell to really mature. If it's sustained, then it could produce a tornado. And another thing that is going on out here is that we're having plenty of spin out here, which is kind of the wind shear. It's kind of going to twist a little bit, and that's going to make a potential for a few tornadoes out here in the Midwest. As you can see, there's plenty of spin out there. This is the SRH, which is storm relative helicity, so there's definitely plenty of spin out here for a potential for a few tornadoes. So you guys definitely want to make sure you're staying prepared out there for a few tornadoes. If you guys have any outdoor plans scheduled out in any of these risks, you guys definitely want to make sure you're rescheduling your plans. As we get into tomorrow on July 2nd, we are expecting another severe weather threat to set up out there from parts of the plains into the northeast. As you can see right here, you can see a few severe storms out here in the plains tomorrow, so you guys definitely want to be staying prepared for that. Some pretty strong winds, I think, will be a concern out there, so definitely make sure you're staying prepared for that. And out here in the northeast, we do have a potential for maybe a few severe storms to pop up out there once those storms cross into the United States, coming out of Canada. So if you're out there in the northeast tomorrow, also make sure you're staying prepared if you're out there. And then out there in parts of western Kansas, we can outroute a few damaging winds out there. And out here in Ohio Valley and like northern Alabama, and parts of northern Georgia, northern Mississippi, and parts of Tennessee, we also are expecting a few storms out there. Maybe some hail, maybe some damaging winds will be a possibility. So Nashville will be prepared, and Memphis also, as I could be seeing a few storms out there tomorrow on Thursday. And then if we go ahead and look at the future radar for Friday, you can see that we got to be watching for some of these storms out here, all the way from the northern plains into the mid-Atlantic. That's kind of the area that we're watching Not that big, but it's a very large area that we're watching on Friday for potential severe weather. As you can see right here, look at all these storms that are popping up potentially out here. Now, this is the Rufus model, kind of goes a little bit overboard, but look out, you can be seeing quite a few storms pop up out there in parts of the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic. So if you're out there, you definitely want to make sure you stay prepared. Like Columbus over there towards Washington, D.C., you guys definitely want to make sure you stay prepared for potential severe weather on Friday. Also, a few severe storms will be a possibility up here in the northern plains on Friday, so definitely be stay weather aware for that. Look at all these warm temperatures going up into the United States, getting up into the 80s and 90s out there. Chicago is going to get pretty hot today, up into the mid 90s. So this heat wave is going to last for a decently long while. It's going to get all of that moisture get pulled up as well. That humidity, and the humidity is going to be the stuff that's going to make this even worse. So definitely check in with your neighbors and anyone that you know. Make sure that they're doing well in this heat. Definitely make sure to stay hydrated and everything, and be aware with your pets when you take them outside. Definitely don't take your dogs out or anything outside too much. Go ahead and switch over to the GFS model here. You can see this is going to be a storm system that's causing all that severe weather today out there in parts of the northern plains. But then you can see here that all those troughs will kind of get shot up into Canada now. And then we're going to have this big thing over the United States, and we're not going to be seeing too much severe weather in the United States. We're definitely going to have some severe weather. That's going to be kind of hard to predict, but we're going to have some random places out there. Even out there on July 6th, got to be watching parts of the Midwest for maybe some severe weather. But you can kind of see these storm systems that we could get to move through here, producing a chance for severe weather. But I think the severe weather should starting to get more quiet out here across the United States. But you guys definitely want to still be sure to be watching the weather and stuff, as we could still be seeing some severe weather steps, and some of them could be significant. So, yeah. And that's all I got for you in today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Definitely make sure to be staying weather aware over the next few days with all that severe weather happening. So, yeah, definitely have a way to get alerts and everything like that. Stay hydrated if you're in that heat wave, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned.